I simulate things going wrong
Yeah.
to a fine detail. I've talked to a lot of people because since I was a kid, I used to do this. So for me, it was always there. But talking to people, I've realized a lot of people don't have that simulation.
It's easier for me to do it myself than go through the process of explaining exactly what I want to someone that I know they're not in the same mindset as me.
You will naturally grow a network around you. And then when something happens, when you need something, you reach out.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to a new episode of A Million Minds with Anita and Hirat. How are you?
Good, very good. It's just it's been hot in Dubai
Yeah?
the past month. One more month though,
Yeah.
and I think the weather will get better.
I mean, it's okay. Um, it's better than I was expecting, to be honest, for the summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How was your week?
It's been good, busy, very busy, always running around.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's good.
different things.
That's good. You're starting to get like me.
Yes.
Busy is good. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about business today.
Okay.
How do you take an idea and make it into a business?
A lot of personally.
Yeah.
First thing I do with an idea is I overthink it.
Okay.
Like in a good way.
Yeah.
I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
And random places. I talk about it to friends, to family, people who are not even maybe experts in that area. Just to run it, especially if it's an idea that is a service or something to do with the society, I run it a lot to see what other people think. Because at the end of the day, eventually these are my audience. Maybe not, they're not related to me, but this kind of, for example, if you want to make a barbershop,
Yeah.
right, with some twist into it, not a typical barbershop, and you run this idea to your friends, well, they might not be barbers or have a barbershop, but they do use it.
Yeah.
So there, when you pitch it to them, but not in a pitchy way, actually, in an idea way. So you don't put any kind of pressure of them, telling you if it's good or applaud you or the other way. They think they need to tell you what's wrong with it, how you can improve it. Not in that way. To just like put it out there very randomly and see what kind of reaction you get from them. If they all kind of like it passes through their head, it means your idea it didn't interest them so much. Or
Yeah.
maybe you didn't. It could be also the case that it's super new, so they didn't realize what you just said, or you said it in a tonality that people were not thinking or listening to you. But if those two were there and they don't really react to it, it means, well, these are your audience. These kind of people won't want to come to your barbershop. So if they're not, taking it on board, then other people are not either. So that's the first thing. To talk to people about it, to think about it. Think about like I simulated in my head
Yeah.
a very in-depth simulation, not just daydream about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna make this much money and it's gonna be like there's gonna be a line every day to 100 people who want to enter my shop. Not like that. I simulate things going wrong
Yeah.
to a fine detail. I simulate when thinking if I touch the glass door, I will think about, oh my god, I put my fingerprints on it, and now it's not as clean. So now I have to ask them to clean it, and I have to ask the employees, guys, by the way, use the door handles. I'll go through that.
Yeah.
Like there is no business, and I'm thinking about what if someone puts their hands on the glass
Mm.
and there is fingerprints and there's like 100 people doing that every day and that yeah. like like that simulate and not just about the door throughout
Mm-hmm.
to do with the financials, to do with the everything, to do with the financials, with the clientele, with your staff, with your training, with everything like that, how you're going to expand, how you're going to advertise. So these two gives you the best ideas because I used to I first of all I've learned professionally how to do a business plan, and I know a lot of people do a business plan
Yeah.
on paper, like a document, like in document to do your business plan, and it's good when you want to get a loan or you want to present it to someone, I guess. But personally, I don't find value in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that real. It's bunch of words. It's very it's all theory.
Yeah.
So you cannot feel it. It's like, people are moving towards, I mean, this is not even new anymore, but AR, VR world, it was something that made 2D into a 3D visualization.
Mm-hmm.
So that if you're doing an ambulance training, instead of, well, I mean, one option is to be in an ambulance and they train you. Okay, that's pretty real, fair enough. But a lot of trainings were being done in presentation room. So, and it doesn't have the same feedback. There is this button there, imagine there is this there, or they show it on they show like, like a floor plan 2D on a PowerPoint presentation. So then they started hiring these VR companies to make a virtual ambulance so that nurses were gonna do the training, enter that space without actually entering that space because it was more costly and harder to
Yeah.
put ambulances for training for everyone. So this was such a faster way to do it. And you see, that's a real simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Things will actually go wrong in it if it's good. If it's developed good, the software, things will actually go wrong in it. You knock something, it will drop, it will break. Now you have to do something about that.
Yeah.
So it's a very good simulation, and this is what makes you ready to be that nurse in an ambulance in an emergency situation. This is what makes you ready as a business owner to be in that space. So now it's hard and very costly to make a business plan in a VR scenario, as a VR program. It's doable, but it's expensive. So maybe not everyone could afford doing that, but you can do it here
Yeah.
for free if you have the if you have the what's it called, if you have that, if you can simulate, because
Yeah.
some people can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people can't. I've talked to a lot of people because since I was a kid, I used to do this. So for me, it was always there. But talking to people, I've realized a lot of people don't have that simulation thing.
Yeah.
It's just they make everything perfect. When they simulate, they make everything perfect. This is what the problem is. You look at it as a perfect world. Well, obviously, it sounds like a great business, no?
Yeah.
And then when you enter there, then things go wrong. For sure, it will go wrong. If it doesn't, there is something wrong. You're asleep. If you made a business and everything was going perfect, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to wake you up. So that when those things happen, then issues come up because they simulated a perfect world. When that doesn't happen, like what's going on? It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
It's because you sugarcoated it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the most important thing. And then of course, like finances, you have to see how you do that. That's important as well. People you get in business are very important. If you are getting, if you're working with other people, if it's not a freelancing, just based on you, even that, you still have clients that you need to understand who your clients are to be able to get on. I think the hardest part is the people being on the same page
Mm-hmm.
for any project. It's very hard. Teamwork is hard. It's not easy, especially when it's about money and your business partners and people are investing their time and connections and network and everything else financially. They expect, and when things go wrong, they might get mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's trying to find someone else to blame but themselves. So it's very important who you get in business with, who's your employees, your team, and who's your client. Because if you without these, a perfect business will collapse.
Mm.
Without these, a perfect business will collapse for sure.
Right. So, okay. And what do you think makes a good leader in today's world?
Leader, as in a
In a company,
business,
yes, in a business.
I think someone who doesn't micromanage, obviously, who doesn't want to be in control. This is the way I think it should be. They should seek talent, right? And then once they're happy and they're satisfied with that this person has this certain potentials, they full on let them have the control. Fully have the control. Each, there is a hierarchy in the company, no matter how small. Even tiniest businesses will have, different hierarchies. So each person, give them the job description, tell them how you want them to run it, and that's it. And if their answers satisfy you in the interview, after that, first day of work, obviously do your induction, but then don't ask them how you're gonna do the job. You told them what job you want to be done. They gave you an answer that you were satisfied between all your applicants.
Mm-hmm.
You gave them the job, you did your induction. Now don't ask how you're going to achieve it. It's up to them to achieve it. Let them do their own way. Let them find their own shortcuts. Let them do it. If they're going to lie to you or they go illegal or something like that, well, that's on you for hiring them.
Yeah.
You don't hire a talent and then micromanage them, put them in a cage so they don't go vogue, they don't go wrong. You should have never hired that person. You made a mistake hiring that person. Um, you hire the right person and then you let them do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But maintaining meetings, of course, with all of the team. So I think there needs to be weekly and daily meetings. Daily meetings like speed meetings.
Like 10
How do
minutes.
yeah, nothing more than 10 minutes, even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just bullet point meetings. Because you're doing it every day. Everyone in the company will be on the same page with your values, with your vision, with your strategies. And that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
So that's constantly there.
Yeah.
And then the rest you let them do. You don't go in a meeting telling them how to do it. You tell them what you want to achieve. You say, I want this to happen like this. You don't look at the product. You should be at a stage that if you're, let's say you have a engineering company. Let's make it even more. Let's say you have a hedge fund, right? And you're the owner, CEO, founder, right? And let's say you have specialists who are in the market, analyzing the market and making investments. You should not double check their work.
Mm.
They should be able to start, analyze, reach to their conclusion, finalize, and act without you. So you will only know what happened when they went bankrupt or they made money. That's when you should know. If you can achieve this and you enter a meeting at the last 3 minutes between your advisor and a client and a high net worth client with a big investment, and you just arrive and the investor looks at you and says, what do you think? He says, you should be able to say, I will sign whatever my advisor has said
Mm.
without knowing what he has said.
Yeah. You should trust them with your eyes closed.
If you're in that stage, you're going places.
Mm.
If you don't trust them yourself, you create so many problems. First biggest thing is you create this negativity and self-doubt in the head of your advisor.
Mm.
If you're double checking all his works, he will become dependent on your approval.
Yeah.
When he becomes dependent on your approval, he cannot freely do anything. He will always be shaking. Am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? Am I going to be judged for this? Am I going to be punished for this? You know? And a lot of people, when their employee does something bad, they put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take action. When they do something good, they don't take any action. There is no rewarding process. There's only punishment process in place. You need to have the opposite. A long time ago, someone told me the best one of the best, at least, methods to tell your employee how to fix something, or to, if you're a team lead, to tell someone who's in your team how to make something better. You start with a compliment. You say the improvement, and then you end with a compliment. So that when you start with the compliment, you bring their mood up. Then
Mm.
you say the improvement, and they will actually listen to you because you open their ears with the compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Now after this, they're expecting compliments all along, human nature. But then you chuck a improvement in
Mm-hmm.
there, right? When you do that, their ears were open. They heard that. They will think about it for a second. They think to themselves, maybe, yeah, we can change that. We can do that. We can make that arrangement. And then you give another compliment, so they don't leave empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
With this method, that improvement, there is a lot more positive outcomes that comes out of such methods.
Mm.
So I think this is a good leader. A good leader is someone who picks the right team, picks the right talent, gives them control in their area, and just let them do their magic. You do not want to intervene at every second. You don't want to hold their hand Otherwise, why did you hire them? Do it yourself. If you want to do it yourself, if you want to check everything. I know people who check everyone's work
Yeah.
until like top to bottom of the company.
Yeah.
Why did you hire them?
Yeah.
Do it yourself, no?
I don't think I will be a very good leader, to be honest, because I don't trust anyone to do the work
Yeah.
like me. You know,
Yeah. That's the
it's
thing.
not gonna be exactly what I want, and I don't trust anyone. So that's why every time I put so much work on myself, just because I know like I will be the one that does what I want. No one
That's
else is
true.
gonna do it.
That's because you're a
It's
perfectionist.
very perfectionist, and it takes me a long time to if it's easier for me to do it myself than go through the process of explaining exactly what I want to someone that I know they're not in the same mindset as me, and in the same all of it as me. So
But you won't get to do everything.
no, I
You have
know,
limited
and that's
time.
why I'm always busy.
It's better to get 10 things done 80%
Mm.
than get 2 things done 100% and leave 80
For
eight
me, it's the
things
opposite. It's like I need
not
to do
done. I
everything.
mean, it depends. Like
Even
in
if I
some
do, I
life
prefer always
scenarios,
quality over quantity.
well,
Always I value that.
that's depends what we're talking about, really. In life, in things that matter, yes. I don't want to have 10 kids
Yeah,
who are all medium,
yeah,
you know? I would 80%, they're just normal human beings being out there. I want to have two maybe
yeah.
that achieve a lot.
Exactly.
So yeah, if we come to this topic, yes. But when you're working and you're doing a lot, it really depends what are we talking about.
It
What
depends
is
on what are you
the
talking about. If it's
importance of the
yeah,
matter?
if it's something that because mostly I don't do things that don't matter to me. That's first of all. Second of all, when I do them, I because they matter to me, then I do them 100%. Because in Spanish we have a saying. It's called the devil. It's in the detail, and I think it's in English as well. The devil is in the detail, like in the very very detail that you don't count. That it can be like that's what will bring your work, whatever it is, down.
Yeah.
And
But for
always look out
example,
for it.
but
And
for
for things
example,
that matter for me, that I don't do anything with my time that doesn't benefit me. So obviously with the
I
things that
agree.
benefit me, then I put my 100% in. If it's something that like, I'm playing a video game, okay, I'm putting like a 80%. I don't need to put my 100% there. You
No,
know
no,
what I
that's
mean?
not work. But for example, I give you an example of what I mean. It's better to post 10 videos,
Yeah.
80% perfect on
Yeah.
someone's social media, on a company's social media, than one post perfect every week.
Yeah.
You will not get reach.
I know.
You will not get engagement.
Yeah.
You need 10 posts.
Yeah.
This is the quantity matters more than the quality.
I know what
There
you
is more
mean.
chance of you going viral with 70 videos when you post it in 2 months, than you go with 7 videos.
I know.
But you took 10 times the time to edit it.
Obviously, but it's just hard
So, for example, this.
to reach that. I
Yeah.
understand. And it's something that I try to really like work on myself, and like even some little
And
details I just leave them because
and I
otherwise I
tell
will
you,
never be finished.
and I tell you something interesting. A lot of things, it's people's taste. So your perfection
Mm.
might not be anything good for me, right? So when you edit a video and you say this is perfect, and I spent 20 hours on it, when I should have spent 2 hours on it, so I spent 10 times the amount. You might show it to other people and they don't like it. If you give it to them, they make changes to it.
Yeah.
Another 20 hours. And then the next person sees it, is like, oh no, but we can do this. And if you go in circles, you might get even back to what you want, what you put out the first time. People will change because it's people's taste.
I know.
So if you do your social media work and you show it to me, I might have suggestions.
Yeah.
No, change this.
Yeah. But
So what
isn't
happens?
that the
So
same?
so you see, your perfect is different to my perfect. So we might as well forget about perfect, get it to a very very good level that there is nothing wrong with it. There is
Mhm.
no misspell. There is no bad lighting. There is nothing absolutely bizarre about
Mm.
it. And then just go with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead with
I
that.
mean, but how many times, for example, it happens that like I know everyone has opinions, and how many times it happens that, for example, it's Real Madrid, right? It's playing, and they're about to score a goal, and they do score it. But how many times do you hear people just screaming, "Do this, do that, pass it that side, pass it this side," instead of, and they score a goal, but not how you thought they
Exactly.
should have done it. But they had in their idea, that's their idea of perfection, how they did it, the players.
Exactly. If you
But
achieve,
if you have to make happy the 90,000 people of the stadium plus everyone is who's watching the game, you know.
yes, you're right. I tell you what it is. You need to be results driven instead of
Mm,
looking for perfect.
yeah,
Perfect doesn't exist. Results exist. It's something you can feel,
I know.
you can touch. If your work is giving you results, it's perfect. If it's not giving you results, you need to work on it. End of the
I
conversation.
told
This
you
is
I'm
it.
already working on it,
Yeah, no,
on the letting go a little bit.
yeah, no, no. But if, for example, you have three people in your team
Mm,
and they're doing the edits, and it's your company, right? For example, you have a content creation company. You have three people who shoot and do the edits, right? If their videos are getting the reach that your clients, you're working for clients, right? If your clients are getting the reach they want, done.
yeah,
Don't tell them, oh, I don't like the yellow you put there, put orange, right? But if they're not getting the reach, then now you need to see what to change. So if you're getting the results, if you talk to anyone who codes, a program that works, they don't touch.
mm,
Now, it might be coded bad, but they will not touch to make it
yeah.
more
Of
efficient.
course.
Why? Because you might lose it all. And
Yeah,
then the code doesn't even run.
I
You
know.
run 77 errors.
I know.
Now, because you change one thing and it ruined so many things. Code that works, you don't touch. It works. How does it work? It's not, the coder will say, it's not up to me to explain. It's not, I don't need to know.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. I push the work forward.
Yeah.
Finish. If it works perfect, it's enough.
Mm,
I don't need it to look perfect, to sound perfect, to feel perfect. It needs to give me the result. Everything is made, for it to work. So if it works, the rest of it, the things like this, it's really dreadful when you want to make it perfect and everyone comes with new ideas and
of course.
you'll be going around in a circle. In
Yeah.
a brainstorming with 5 people of your team, every person is saying the same thing. You will not reach a conclusion.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Okay. So next question would be, what is the future of personal branding in entrepreneurship?
I'm not an expert on the topic. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's change the question. I don't say what I don't know. I don't give my opinion on
Okay.
something that I'm unsure.
Yeah.
Next.
I mean, I thought maybe you would have something to say, but
No.
it looks like you don't. Okay. How do you actually build powerful connections, and how do you network to make a business successful?
To be honest, see, networking, I don't connect it to making your business. If you're networking to make money, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You need to network just for the fact of networking. You need to enjoy networking. Networking being you talk to people, you actually show interest in what they do, and then you talk to them about what you do with your passion, not just not small talk, not to get them out of your hair. And that's it. That's where you leave it. Not You're not looking into getting into their pocket so they invest in your ideas. You're not looking to sell to them whatever you have. You just say what you do, what you're good at, what's your passion, what do you work on, what your goals are, and you hear what they have to say about themselves. And if you have questions, to get to know them. This is it. You purely get to know them.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, these people, when they get to know you, later on, you might have an idea. And when you really understand the person, it will stay here. This guy liked AI and he's in that area. 2 years after, 2 days after, 2 decades after, you might remember him. You might have something to do with that. So you will give him a call. You will talk to him. You'll see him on LinkedIn. You will see him wherever on Instagram. And you can open the chapter then, to say, to do a catch up and then explain your idea or what you're trying to achieve or all of that. So this is what networking is. Networking is to have people that you know, not that you have a bunch of people, that you can take a loan from. Because for that, go to banks, go to a money institution. They love that. They love not knowing you and looking at a business proposal and to say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
So networking, in my opinion, it's just getting to know people, purely for getting to know them. You might be getting to know girls not for dating because they're hot. If you're talking to them because you want to take them on a date, you're doing it wrong. If you're talking to a guy who's wealthy because you want to make an investor out of him for yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
If you're doing to anyone for any particular advantage, you're doing it wrong. You should purely do it for your curiosity. You should every day you wake up, you should have a hunger to get to know what other people are doing.
Mhm.
And to feed that, you get to know people who are random today, you don't know, that tomorrow you can call them and they know your name. This is it. If you do this right, like this, you will naturally grow a network around you. And then when something happens, when you need something, you reach out, you know. And in the middle, you keep contact.
Mhm.
You talk to them all this time before you actually need something. You just purely talk to them to talk to them. You learn things. They tell you about their day. They tell you about their area of expertise. You learn something new. It's a walking Wikipedia in one, not in everything. Each
Mhm.
person is a walking Wikipedia in one category at least.
Mhm.
Not in and I mean at everything. People say like if he's not wealthy or successful, I'm telling you, you can learn things from a homeless guy that you would have never known on your own because you never got to see the world through his lens. He's seen things that you hear and it's interesting.
Mhm.
It should be intriguing to you. If you cannot be bothered, you'll be bad at networking.
Yeah.
You just go to people when you need them. That's bad. It's the same thing with dating. If you only, whenever you want to go on a date or you're feeling like, some sort of like to have fun or to go out or something like that, and you go on apps or text people, what are you up to? It will never work.
Mhm.
People who do this will know. If you randomly text someone, what are you doing tonight? They will never respond to you. Unless you have been keeping in contact with them. You've made friends. 2 times you went to a coffee shop. One time they wanted a book. You gave it to them. You were in uni. And one time this happened. This person, when you're bored and you say, "What are you doing tonight?" They say, "Oh, let's go to a club."
Yeah.
This girl will go with you to a club. Not a girl that you just have her number. Whenever you feel lonely, you text her. Right?
Okay.
But this is the truth. You need to show interest in people so they remember who you are. So they're interested in you, no matter what the reason is.
Like this is the people that will.
That will hear you out. That will, if you need money, they will lend you money. That will help you out. That will give you ideas. See, for example, I have friends from uni now that I invested my time just purely without any advantage. I wasn't looking for any advantage with them, right? And now if I call him and say, I need your help, you've been doing this for 4 years, let's have a Zoom call just purely on the topic of work, not to catch up, not to talk about our personal life and partner and kids and whatever, and doing a trip. Nothing like that. Nothing fun. Business talk. He will freely do a business coaching in that topic for me. He will actually chase me, say we should do a catch up call after the first meeting. This is good, you know, and it's like I will do it for them, they will do it for me. This is a meaningful network I've created. For
Mm.
example, with this person, right? And how did we start at the start? I never spoke to him like let me be my investor, I be your investor, you do this. But now we can get into business. Just because we spent time. We went to watch football together.
Mm.
Purely that. We spent time together. Now, few years after, if I talk to him about business, he will talk back to me. But if
Mm.
I only saw the guy and talk to him like, trying to like pitch something to him, you think if I call him 2 years, forget about 2 years, 2 days after he wouldn't reply to me.
Yeah. Of course.
Because he's like, What's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get some information out of me. You're trying to get investment out of me. What's in it for me? I mean, if it's not an investment that I'm paying him back, if I'm trying to just like make him invest out of friendship
Yeah.
in my idea, right? So he will not get. But when you're friends with them, he will not think to himself, what's in it for me? It's so natural. They will first of all not ask the questions from themselves, and if they do, the answer in their subconscious is, he's my friend. You see, you made a friend. You made someone that you know. And once again, friend doesn't mean they know your middle name. They don't, how many siblings you got. You don't need to go through that. It's not that. It's that you showed some value. You explained things about yourself, and they did the same, and you showed interest in them. So they showed interest in you. That's it.
Mm.
This is what I mean by friendship. I don't mean they were holding your hands when you were breaking up. Not that. That's irrelevant. I don't have that kind of, actually, just for the record, I don't have that kind of relationship with anyone.
Mm.
Nobody would know anything about it.
Mm.
Very rarely.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, we conclude the episode for today. We'll have more next week, and yeah, thank you for staying with us, guys, and see you on the next episode.
Thank you.